Hello and very warm welcome everyone. It's Marta. Welcome back or welcome for the first time if you're new on this channel. My friends, if you are a type of the crafter, especially at the beginning phase, when you watch a tons of videos and you think like, oh, I still need to buy this and that to start my card making journey. This video is for you. I will prove you wrong and I will show you how to create beautiful card with just a couple of the basic supplies. I've used my scoring board to create the card base and I'm gonna use the guillotine. That's the main tools for today. Nothing complicated, nothing really, just a basic set. I have like a hot glue gun and some really simple tools, no die cutting machine, no like stamps, expensive things, uh, just the basic tools. What I did, I've created myself a card base and I slightly changed the size. This is something which this is my go-to tip whenever I want the card to appear more special. Go outside the sizes. Like if you create something unusual, like instead of A5 card, you will trim it to 5 inches or slightly change the size beyond the regular sizing. This automatically will make your card appear more special. So this is one trick you can use to help your card to stand out amongst the other, because irregular size will be like automatically make card appear more special. So I don't use the sizes. I have the pencil and I mark myself mat and layer, where shall I cut, and then I have this leftover piece which will go up front. And to help it stand out, I am adding another piece of the paper, which I am only measuring the length of it, and then I kind of roughly chop around, I don't know, 2 inches. That was maybe 2.5. And now here's the best tip. Use tearing method. By tearing your paper, you give it very nice, interesting technique. And I tear it one bit from left side, one bit from right side, and that way I have this nice equal tear line, which has this like a white core of the paper exposed on the both ends. And look on that, by adding those two pieces, we automatically create some interest to the card, and this is a great replacement for all those kind of like a nice border shapes like of the dice, or using this like a lacy punches. If you've got those, you can replace it and play with those, but try tearing technique. Tearing the paper is absolutely amazing, and it gives this nice elegant look as well. Now I'm gonna be lift this layer by adding the foam tape, but you can use a piece of the cardboard as well. And here's another thing I want to tell you. Because we changed the card size, instead of the A5 we have 5 inches wide, I will have plenty room in my envelope to put this card, so I don't have to worry that I need any special envelope, because if I would do exactly the same card on A5 size, and I would put these flowers and everything I'm gonna put on top of it, uh, it would not be fitting envelope, because that would be too much. So I would have to either try to create my own envelope or something. But because I trim 1 inches, like this is 1 inch smaller than A5 size card, I will have now room to fit it in the envelope. I am adding those edges with the help of the glue. I'm just adhering them from the back, and I will have to trim it slightly because this paper is 21 centimeter. This is the length of the A4 size card. So I am just going to slightly trim it on both ends, and look on the how beautiful it looks like. Now I'm gonna use the sentiment, and the sentiment, it is also from the free printable papers I've made for you, along with this floral pattern I'm using here. So if you're interested in those, please watch my celebration video. I hope you enjoy it. I have like a slightly longer chatty video, but you can watch it while crafting, and I hope you enjoy the ideas of the card I've made there. And I am matting my sentiment, and this is another trick to improve your card making. Make it more elegant, make it more luxurious by adding this additional layer of the paper around your sentiment. I'm gonna be using this flower punch, but you can buy those floral punches in a pound stores, like dollar stores, in a supermarkets, in a kids section. If you don't have anything like that, just draw a simple flower, like a 5 or 6 petal flower, whatever is easier for you, and cut it out and use it as a template to create the similar. They don't even have to be the same, you can kind of cut it with the scissors like offhand, and you'll be good to go. To create my flowers, however, here's what I'm doing. I am using this spray bottle, and I'm slightly making them wet. They're not wet, they're actually more damp. And then once the paper will soak this moisture, it become way more flexible. And I'm using this pointy tool. This is a flower shaping tool, and I am going 1 millimeter away from the edge. And these tools, like this flower shaping tools, they are very inexpensive. But if you don't have it, you can use the old pen. Just use old, like a ballpoint pen, which is no longer writing, and you can do exactly the same thing as I'm doing here. And once you finish, use your like a you can use the pencil, especially when they have this like a little eraser on top. You can use this eraser piece to actually shape your flowers. So once I go across the edges, I am turning it upside down, I am pressing into the center of each petal, and then I am turning the right side up and I am pressing in the center. So this is how I'm gonna shape the flowers for today's video. And at the end of the video, you will see the close-up look, so you'll be able to see on your own eyes like how beautifully those flowers looks like, how beautifully they are shaped. And of course, if you've got dies, you've got floral dies, and you want to use them, that is absolutely fine. I'm just trying to give you, some ideas for the things you can supply with in case you don't own any die cutting machine. And again, see this little ball point on this styling tool. You can use the old pen. All you really need is just a piece of the paper to be slightly damp, and then you just go like 1 millimeter away, and I am not dragging the my stylus. I am just pointing it, like I am gently pressing, like one bit around the other one. So it's not just like I am dragging it through the paper, because that way you can tear it. And look on that beautifully shaped leaves, and it doesn't matter they don't have ends. You can see that mine is just like a halfway cut, but it's not gonna be visible, so that's why I wasn't bothering by cutting the other part of the leaf. I just wanted this front piece, which will be sticking out from underneath the flower. And to glue the flowers together, I am using the hot glue gun and a little pearl. And here's another trick you can use, like maybe not a trick, it's more a kind of a tip. Go to the charity shop. Many charity shops, they sell this like a old jewelry, unwanted items beside the clothing and books and other things. You can find all pearls, like cheap jewelry for next to nothing. And these little beads, they will be great for using in the flower centers, and you can buy them for a fraction of the price. So now we're gonna adhere our front panel, and that will be also raised with the foam tape. And again, if you don't own foam tape or like any those like foam squares, you can use the piece of the cardboard and that will be fine. Just make sure, and this is very important, before you place your sentiment, make sure you've got the card right side up, so it's not gonna be turned out that once you finish your card, you've got everything upside down. And believe me, I did it hundreds of times and it's still sometimes happen. This is why I'm telling you this is very important. And here we're gonna adhere our little floral composition. And one thing I want to tell you, paper flowers, once they dry, because they're very delicate when they a little bit wet, but once they dry, and especially once you wet them with the water, they will become really sturdy and they will be very good for posting. You don't have to worry if you will pack this card in the envelope, this will go through the post really well. This is something I like to do because it's just, very easy. And now last thing I want to do is just add a couple of those leaves all around. I'm just making sure it's a nice composition. And I really like that I haven't been introduced any green color or additional color. The same color of the leaves which I have on mat and layers also makes the card appear very elegant. I am finishing off with the pearls. I will show you a little bit of the close-up look, and please, if you like it, put a thumbs up, give me a comment, like a thumb up if you like this card. I also have another idea for the video, to take this card on board back again and recreate it with the more expensive tools and see the comparison above. Let me know if you'll be interested. Thank you so very much for watching. I wish you all a fabulous day. Stay blessed. Bye bye.